So picture this, right? It's Game 7, bases are loaded, bottom of the ninth, at a really packed sports bar. And suddenly the massive main screen goes completely blank for like 3 seconds just as the pitch is thrown.
Oh, man, that is a total nightmare scenario. And it's usually just because, the bartender needed to switch a cable feed or something.
Exactly. That 3-second blue screen is just a catastrophic digital failure. So today's deep dive is all about decoding the specs for this. Well, it's a $2,000 piece of invisible tech that prevents that exact disaster. We are looking at the WolfPack 4K 30Hz 8X8 HDMI Matrix from HDTV Supply.
Yeah, and at $2,000, this is definitely not your average home theater accessory. It's really vital for managing those massive multi-screen environments like complex control rooms or sports cars.
I like to think of it as a highly efficient traffic cop.
Yeah.
But instead of cars, it's directing 8 different high-definition video inputs to 8 different TV screens, and it does it without causing a pileup.
That is a really great way to put it. And it's moving some serious digital cargo, too. It handles 8 HDMI inputs and 8 outputs, supporting resolutions all the way up to 4K at 30 Hz with built-in scaling.
Wait, built-in scaling, so it's actively managing all that pixel data. Because one thing that really stood out to me in the specs was this promise of no black or blue screen during the sources switch. They call it seamless switching. Why is that such a huge selling point?
Well, going back to your sports bar example, seamless switching means the TV never actually loses the signal. It prevents the patrons from missing that game-winning play while the television awkwardly recalibrates itself.
Oh, wow. So it just holds the image or transitions instantly without dropping the feed.
Exactly. And that continuous signal is so important because this device doesn't just route one feed to one TV. It actually has a video wall function.
Right. So it can physically stitch the feeds together. It's kind of like building a massive moving jigsaw puzzle out of separate monitors.
Yeah, and to make that puzzle look good, it uses this specific feature called bezel corrections.
I saw that. That's where it accounts for the plastic borders, right? Like the bezels around each TV. So it hides the pixels that would normally be behind that plastic, keeping straight lines from looking awkwardly broken.
Precisely. But, doing all that intense visual alignment introduces a bit of a latency issue. If the video processing takes even a few milliseconds longer, things get messy.
Let me push back on that, actually. If we're combining all these screens and manipulating the video so heavily, what happens to the sound? Wouldn't the audio from the game broadcast be totally out of sync?
That is exactly why the audio integration is so crucial here. The specs highlight these 3.5mm audio embedded and de-embedded capabilities.
Okay, de-embedded. What does that mean in plain English?
Basically, it strips the heavy-duty audio sampling like Dolby Digital and DTS HD right out of the HDMI cord. You really don't want to rely on the tiny, terrible speakers built into the TVs anyway.
Oh, I see. So it routes that pristine audio directly to the bar's overhead amplifiers.
Right. By stripping it out at the matrix level, it ensures the audio routing is just as precise as the video puzzle. The high-fidelity sound hits the room at the exact same moment the processed video hits the wall.
That's wild. But okay, all this power is locked inside this metal box that weighs like 3 kilograms.
Yeah.
How does a user actually control it mid-shift?
There is a massive array of control methods. You can use a WebGUI over TCP/IP or RS-232 IR remotes and even physical buttons on the box.
Yeah, those 2 press-push buttons with the blue background lighting. I guess a bartender doesn't really have time to log into a WebGUI, right?
Exactly. And the system even lets them save up to 20 different scenes or presets. So with one button press, they can instantly trigger a pre-configured layout.
There's one highly technical term I spotted that I need you to translate. It says Smart-AVI management with built-in and output port learning. What is AVI management?
AVI management is essentially how the Matrix acts as an invisible translator. It ensures that all these different Blu-ray players, game consoles, and displays actually talk to each other flawlessly.
Oh, so it stops them from accidentally defaulting to a terrible resolution.
Yeah, it learns exactly what resolution each connected screen can handle and forces the input source to provide that exact signal. No resolution mismatches whatsoever.
That makes so much sense. It's all about hiding the complexity. So to distill this deep dive down for you, creating a streamlined visual experience requires a massive amount of computational heavy lifting. The WolfPack 8x8 Matrix is basically this invisible powerhouse.
Right. It translates the chaos of mismatched devices and tangled cables into a flawless, unified display.
It really is doing so much work in the background. So the next time you see a massive synchronized video wall in an airport or a restaurant, think about the unseen brains working furiously in the server closet. It makes you wonder, What other invisible systems are seamlessly orchestrating our daily digital experiences, masking absolute chaos so we never notice a single glitch?